10 or so metres from dummy half. They're bringing in the big man. Here comes Skandalis. Takes play 8. Raper again. Works the blind. A big gap comes out to Barnes and the pass goes over the top and into touch. Well, that beat everyone.
No, I don't know that this would be planned. Certainly Aaron Raper thought he saw something down the short side. There was good space out there, but the pass was ill-directed. Even saying that, had Barnes been able to catch that ball, it looked as though the Western Suburbs defence was sliding at him, and that's the type of problem. Well, I don't know that many coaches would ask their players to drop the ball purposefully, but certainly if you've got 2 defenders in a tackle, it's pretty much your responsibility to see he doesn't drop the ball.
Well, the Magpies have come up with a mistake as we see Skandalis taken in a very strong tackle by Jared McCracken. And just a little nifty footwork over the top from McCracken as well.
Well, I think the crowd have helped the linesman and the referee out here. They've spotted McCracken and alerted them to the problem. Whether it warrants a penalty or not, it remains to be seen.
Jared McCracken, with a win here tonight, could have a double celebration. Juggles it a little, does Millard, and he's taken over the top. They bring it back to the right-hand side. It comes out for Ken McGuinness. This is a Seri Lang. Steps through one. Can't get through the tackle of Nathan Barnes. They work it quickly back to the left-hand side through Georgalis. Langmack. The cutout ball comes out to John Skandalis. And it's Pearson who's put down 12 metres out from the Eels line. Last tackle for the Magpies. The kick goes up from Willis. It'll come down close to the posts. They go up and it comes down. They've claimed the try, the Magpies, and they'll get the try. To the absolute disgust of the Parramatta defenders. But when the ball went up, there was absolutely no support at the back for David Riolo. Leeds went up as well. The ball came back off a Parramatta player and Paul Langmack was quick to pounce.
The interesting part here is whether or not the ball is coming off Andrew Leeds and gone forward. You would have to say from there, it's got him on the shoulder. Although a couple of Parramatta players touched it prior to the Western Suburbs player scoring, it did look as though the ball had gone forward off Andrew Leeds. Just getting back to Western Suburbs there, we saw in 1 set of 6 exactly what's been lacking with the Magpies. That's his goal mouth at this stage of the game.
What a heartbreaking play for the Magpies as well. They were doing everything right. They put pressure on the Parramatta outsides. And the Eels come away with a relieving scrum as Dimmick has a bustling run down the right-hand side. He's got support inside from David Riolo. Riolo will run 40 metres to score. He runs around behind the posts, put that one down to Jim Dimmick, who was taken out in back play.
Well, that's the danger sign for Western Suburbs, as we said, if they let these ball players stand in tackles or dummy their way through the line. You know, with such good direction in their side from John Simon, a long passing game and such good ball players, it's amazing they haven't scored more points, and I really think it's a matter of positioning. And the Parramatta players took a long time to find the right support area there. David Riolo in the end came up from fullback, got it on the inside, was able to take it all the way. I really think it's the ball runners in this Parramatta side that are just having trouble picking up their players that are using the ball. And Dimmick looking around. McCracken had got himself in poor position, but Riolo finally found the space. And Dimmick was able to hold on long enough until the faster support player came along.
In the end, Jared McCracken was running a nice piece of interference for David Riolo on the inside. Look at this superb skills.
Yeah, Jared just couldn't get himself into space there, and Dimmick was really looking for an unmarked player. Riolo had come up from the back. Fine support player. Formerly with Illawarra, had a couple of real good seasons down there. Injury has probably taken the best of him the last couple of seasons.
Mesha brings in Dunn. Millard juggles it, comes back to Mesha. Forward, according to referee Matt Hewitt. The crowd doesn't like it.
Yeah, Shane Millard here. Probably expected to be a decoy runner on this particular play, but Mesha threw him the ball. Even though you are running decoy runs, you've got to expect the ball just in case the call hasn't been heard properly. And Shane Millard there, a small knock on, has cost his team possession on tackle 2.
McCracken with the head up as West's making the early mistakes and committing the early penalties as well. McCracken took the ball up, ran it straight at Andrew Willis. And as you can see, Willis just going on with a tackle a little too long. Jared McCracken with the headgear, and he'll play it just 15 metres out. Brandon Pearson taken in the tackle of Raper. And comes up, and there's a couple of pleasantries exchanged. I think everyone's been waiting for this to happen.
Yeah, Brian Smith, mate.
Doyle. Georgalis leads out for Willis. Willis can't get through the attention of Werrett. This is Georgalis from dummy half. Langmack, they've got numbers out to the right. Hasler with a short ball, and Hasler will go across and score.
Absolutely magnificent ball from Paul Langmack. Absolutely magnificent. This is a perfect example of a footballer with eyes in the back of his head. A great run by Georgalis out of dummy half. Across the field, committed the inside part of the defence. And in two passes,
the bomb went high from Andrew Willis. It came for Riolo. He was under pressure from about 3 Magpies. He went high. It came back initially for Brandon Pearson.
Here's the run from Georgalis across the field, committed some defenders. The ball now on to Willis, and Willis to Langmack, and see where Hasler has come from. Now, Paul Langmack has got great awareness to know that he could hold the ball up into that hole, even though Hasler was coming from behind him. Georgalis again out of dummy half, commits defence. Willis, Georgalis, Willis and Langmack, the 3 players we said were so important for the Magpies, and Paul Langmack held that pass up beautifully to the fresh Des Hasler. A great injection by Tom Radonicus just at the right time, but an absolutely magnificent pass from Paul Langmack.
Well, those 2 players, the last 2 players involved in this quite superb Magpie try, have a combined experience of about 70 years. Des Hasler, the oldest man in the competition.
The ball.
Now Parramatta comes back at them up to the 20-metre line. Stepping and running. Goes number 17, Steve Collins. They work the blind through McCracken. Stepping right through goes Jared McCracken. Happy birthday, Jared. The Eels are back in this match. It's 12 apiece.
Yeah, well, that's a soft try. 9 minutes before half-time, you've just got your nose in front. And he's a big, strong player, Jared McCracken, but there was virtually nothing on for him here down the short side. The ball from Troy Campbell. There's plenty of defence there. And I think it's Paul Langmack who actually falls off this tackle. And that's very unlike Paul Langmack. Nothing doing there. I think Jared McCracken got as big a surprise as anybody. 4 defenders on 1 player here, and Langmack.
It was a nice little step off his left foot.
He just gets caught on his haunches a little bit sitting back. Langmack thought that the player was going wide. He turned back inside, wasn't ready for the tackle, hadn't set himself. And McCracken, as we said, is as strong as a 4, was just able to bump him off, and a little bit of a gift for the Parramatta Eels there.
Gift wrapped for Jared McCracken. And John Simon will attempt the conversion to put Parramatta back in front. He's had a good night already. Not much wind to speak of, if any. He's pushed it wide. So we've got a tied-up ball game with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, the game starts again. I think both coaches, you know, would take the fact that they're...
The first half very strongly.
Nathan Barnes is the man with the ball who attracts the penalty.
Nathan Barnes taking it up here and just got his hand up into the crotch area there, although he didn't go on with the tackle. You can't get your hand into that area. Otherwise, tackles will go awkward, and spear tackles are one of the things they're trying to eliminate from the game altogether. And it's really been penalties that have cost Western Suburbs territory on so many occasions in this first half. Western Suburbs are going to have to fight now with 6 minutes to go.
They've got a long line up to the left, which is the way they go. Simon. The ball went forward from Pay. And McGuinness has come up with it, and McGuinness stepping around one. Looks inside for Lang. Lang can't get around Barnes. He ran straight into Barnes, actually. McGuinness again. They've got momentum now, the Magpies. And they've taken play 60 metres. Georgalis getting out wide. This is Millard again. Georgalis into dummy half. He's got Hasler. The short ball goes to Chris Yates, and they've come up with a mistake, the Magpies, just when they were threatening Parramatta's line.
It just took the joy out of the spectators there. Western Suburbs were on the charge, and Hasler just a little handoff there, a little bit firm to his front rower. They like it nice and soft.
An all tackle. He'll play it just 5 metres out. Last tackle for Parramatta. Dimmick with the long ball out to the left. Johnson picks it up. This is Simon. They've got numbers out to the left. This is Collins. The kick through, and Leeds knocks it dead, so they'll come back for a line dropout. And Parramatta will have 6 more tackles.
Yeah, a couple of good defensive efforts here by Western Suburbs. A long ball from John Simon. Finds Collins. He puts the ball in behind, and Andrew Leeds is compelled to knock it dead.
It's the blind. Georgalis, inside ball to Brandon Pearson, taken high by Jared McCracken. This is Langmack for Millard. They get it out to McGuinness. He frees the ball out to Aseri Lang. He's got some pace, and he's taken in a fine cover tackle by Stuart Kelly. That was Jared McCracken's rather good tackle on Brandon Pearson. They've got numbers out to the left, the Magpies. Pearson, the ball is tapped down by David Woods, I think it was. And they've got 6 more, the Maggies. No need to panic right now. Here goes Yates. Stepping through 2 tackles. Can't get through the 3rd. Mesha. Georgalis sandwiched just a couple of metres out. They've got numbers to the right, which is the way they go. Willis brings in Adam Doyle. Good Parramatta defence. Again, they work it to the right-hand side. Willis, the inside ball, goes to Skandalis. And he can't find the way through 3 Parramatta defenders. Last tackle for the Magpies. This is Doyle. Pearson. The ball goes outside to Darren Willis. They're keeping it alive, the Magpies. Doyle goes to the air. They've got numbers out to the right-hand side. McGuinness, it'll fall for Aseri Lang. Try to Aseri Lang out on the right-hand side. Matt Hewitt is calling for the touch judge, but I'm pretty sure that the try will be awarded, and it is. The crowd was left in no doubt. They had numbers out to the right. Adam Doyle sized it up, and when the kick came wide, Ken McGuinness had his eye on it. It fell eventually for Aseri Lang. And he just beats Nathan Barnes to the punch.
Yeah, very frustrating for Parramatta, though. They defended to 1 set of 6, were forced to give 6 again on tackle 5. And then here they defended for the first 5 tackles again. Western Suburbs elected to run the ball on tackle 5, ran out of room, and it came back. The kick was really their second option in this phase of play. And they get a little kick off the cushion there, and Aseri Lang's in the right place to get the ball down. The linesman just questioning the referee, I think, to say, well, if you're happy they were onside, he got it down. Well, the referee was happy they were onside, and the try to Lang caps off a nice little period.
At the right time, Adam Doyle just fell into his arms. This is Ken McGuinness stepping, comes back to the blind, steps through the tackle of David Woods. Can't get through Jim Dimmick and Troy Campbell. Front on tackle from Jason Smith.
Jason Smith trying to inspire his side to get up in their face and force some errors. He knows he needs the ball back in good field position.
He doesn't get it. Hasler. Muscled in the tackle, and it was Jason Smith, the second tackler. We've got a touch judge in.
No, I think this is frustration more than anything. Hasler standing in the tackle, Simon having trouble getting him down. You'll see Jason Smith come in. Now, I don't think that was intentional, but unfortunately the left hand has landed right flush on the chin. You'll see Hasler drop very quickly as Smith comes over the top. His head just changed direction at the last moment, and I really don't think Jason Smith intentionally hit there, but it's cost his side a penalty and some territory.
They lead by 4, the Magpies. Desperate for success here in 1997. They've yet to win. They've lost all 3 of their first games here in the Optus Cup, and they've picked up another penalty.
You see here from the tap, Jason Smith reads who's going to get the ball. He races up very, very quickly to try and force a mistake. On your own end of the field, we're not going to help you.
Simon stepping and ducking under the tackle of Langmack. Out of dummy half goes Jason Bell. Straight through the gap, Jason Bell. He doesn't have any support, and he's swamped by the Magpies. Now he looks around for support, finds it in Dimmick, who passes it straight to Bill Dunn. Oh, that's elementary stuff from Jim Dimmick. I think he might have got the call from Bill Dunn.
Well, I don't think Jim Dimmick thought there'd be a black jersey behind him. Mac pointing towards the post, Andrew Leeds positioning himself behind to play the ball.
Langmack's been in this sort of situation many times before. He's given his kicker good position. It comes for Leeds now, under pressure from Raper, and he's drilled it straight through the middle. As soon as he kicked it, Andrew Leeds turned and ran back towards the halfway mark. He knew, and the Magpies are out to a 7-point lead.
As I said, getting down in the final moments of an important clash, it's a cool head that's always going to prevail. And as soon as Parramatta came up with that fortunate turnover in play, Paul Langmack looked at his forwards and said, get us into the middle of the field. There's no doubt that Coach Smith has felt that he needs Riolo out on the field there. He was the one that loomed up and supported Dimmick for a try. Here's a kick to the corner for Werrett.
Dimmick out to the right-hand side for Shane Werrett. It's beaten everyone. And it was Andrew Leeds who came back and carried it into touch. He's got some wonderful support there from Andrew Willis. Gives him a bit of a pat on the head. You can see Werrett just coming in from the right of screen, and the bounce eluded everyone.
Yeah, Darren Willis got a wicked bounce there, but it also beat Werrett and Andrew Leeds.
From the line, last tackle for Parramatta. Barnes. Dimmick stepping around, the chip kick goes through. It falls for Pearson. He finds a gap, runs it back at David Woods, gets through that man, and he's finally brought down about 28 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, great play, Brandon Pearson, and great defence from Western Suburbs. 3 sets of 6 there.
The ball picks up 10 metres. Langmack, short ball for James Smith. Last tackle. Where's Leeds? This is Langmack. He kicks. It'll come down close to Scandalis, will it? Well, the ball's come back from a Parramatta player. Play on, 6 more. Bill Dunn picks it up. 8 metres out from the line. McGuinness from dummy half. He gets over, try! That's the game for the Magpies. With 3 minutes to go, they lead by 11 with the kick to come.
Tremendous effort by Western Suburbs. They've just played on the mistakes and the frustration of the Parramatta side. A very simple brand of football. They do create opportunities in this area, but really their tries have all come from good field position and good accurate 5th tackle options with the kick. A couple of restarts in sets of 6, a couple of tries directly from the kick. And that's really played on the confidence of Parramatta, and Western Suburbs have capitalised on every opportunity. As Phil Clark said earlier, they've been in a position to take the luck from any bounce of the ball. And you can't argue with percentage football like that. A tremendous coaching achievement by Tom Radonikis. They've lost their first 3. A loss to South Sydney last weekend in a game many expected they should win. And 4 days later, he promised everyone after the game on Sunday, I'll have something special for Thursday night, and so will my players. And they've produced that for the crowd here at Western Suburbs. A good crowd of 12,000 people have seen the Maggies have their first win for 1997.